what? You're in now? All right, they're in. I'll come to you later. That's right. 5 of you.
Week 1. Okay, we're calling them like football. Week 1, week 2, week 3. Yeah, I like it. I like it. It makes it easier than trying to remember the order. Okay.
9 weeks of the best beach volleyball on the planet starts now. Camaraderie, competition, and entertainment from the campus of UCLA. Everything you love about the AVP concentrated into a 4-match night. Scissors?
I do, but I can't grab them right this minute.
Don't matter now.
Yeah, I have them in the bag in the back behind us. Doug's going to take stats for us, so I'll pass them on to you.
Can't wait.
We're spoiled now.
If only we had one plug. Just one. Not asking for a lot.
Yeah, baby, that is right. It is time. Ladies and gentlemen, I could not be happier to be right here, right now.
We're in Austin,
Dallas,
for
Texas.
San Diego.
Get involved and have a reaction out here.
9 weeks of the best beach volleyball on the planet. Camaraderie, competition, and entertainment starts now from the campus of UCLA. Everything you love about the AVP concentrated into a 4-match night. Welcome to the first ever AVP League event as the New York Nitro take the sand for the very first time. Cheng and Sara Hughes, they'll be facing off with the Brooklyn Blaze, and coming in some of the youngsters, Terese and Kraft. Welcome inside, everybody. It is our pleasure to welcome you to the AVP League for the very first time. Kevin Barnett, as always, joined by Cameron Irwin. We'll get you all the deets. We have them for you. We'll go through the numbers and the structure and the format, everything, as we get through the night here tonight. But Cameron, I want to know right away from you, how do you think this format affects the athletes and the competition?
Well, with the shift in format, there is definitely going to be a shift in play. With these condensed sets only playing to 15 points, there's going to be a premium not only on aggressiveness, but also reducing those unforced errors. The balance is going to be critical, and I can't wait to see which way these teams shift.
Okay, 9 weekends of play, 8 regular season plus a championship. There are 8 teams. LA Launch, Brooklyn Blaze, Miami Mayhem's one of my favorites. We won't see them just yet. We have the New York Nitro, the LA Launch, and the San Diego Smash will be in action later this evening. We're going to give it down to Mark Sherman because he's here too. This is AVP League, Week 1.
Yeah.
I hear that gong. That means it's time to bring out the players, and it is time to start this thing, everybody. This is the AVP League. Let's meet the teams. First up for the New York Nitro. They are the reigning world champions, everybody, out of USC. First up, our 5'10" defender from Costa Mesa, California. Let me hear it for Sara, Hughes. And her partner, now a two-time Olympian, also out of USC, the 6'1" blocker from Fullerton. It's Kelly Cheng. And their opponents from the Brooklyn Blaze. First player out of, you guessed it, USC, standing at 6 feet 3 inches tall, ready to fire the cannon. Out of Pittsburgh, New York, it's Terese Cannon. And her partner at 6 feet tall, but I tell you what, she plays way taller than that, out of San Diego, California. Please welcome Megan Kraft.
We are ready, hope you are too, for some excellent volleyball action. It is fast-paced here, best of 3, all to 15, win by 2, just one timeout, no technical.
And that's wild to me to think there's only one timeout opportunity, and especially because now you don't just have one coach in the box, you have your teammates in the box in terms of the other pair. And in this case, the men's pair is waiting in the wake and going to give all the advice to the 4 currently on the sand.
Kelly Cheng, Sara Hughes, right-hand side of your screen. Megan Kraft back to serve, the San Diego, California native, with her partner Terese Cannon at the net. It is all USC to get us going here at UCLA. That is odd.
Yeah, talk about enemy territory.
They've never been welcomed so heartily on this campus. Kraft will start on Hughes, and that will immediately be tapped over. You'll see a lot of on-2 action from Kelly Cheng and Sara Hughes. That ball put away in transition. A nice pickup by Kraft, who is quickly becoming one of the premier defenders.
I mean, her numbers defensively are impressive, but I'm actually looking to her numbers offensively because she's currently in the top of the field in her transition offense.
And that's a frightening thought for everyone, where she's getting better in the defensive position as Terese Cannon picks up the stuff there. Cannon, now 28 years old, 6'3", went to Georgetown initially, played indoors, then transferred to USC to go back out.
And her development has just been next level. It's been fun to watch her, not only from the attacking standpoint, but also her increased play from the service line.
Serving will play a huge role. Cam, you touched on that with the aggressiveness that redirect is made and put away by one of the Olympians, two-time Olympian on that side, Kelly Cheng.
Now, wild to think about when you look at all of these teams that made the league. There are 8 Olympians just on the women's side alone.
Serve down the line to Kraft. It'll be on 2 to Cannon, who puts it off the block and away. One of the best volleyball names you'll ever find. Well done. Jake's Spiker kid probably a little bit.
Yeah,
just.
They're right there.
Cannon back to serve. 2 national titles in 16 and 17 with USC. Of course, that
Nobody out there, Sara.
immediately put away, nobody up.
Well, and we talked about some of the maybe unknowns coming into this, right? In terms of how these teams will shift, and immediately you can already kind of hear some of the opportunity in the middle of the rally to really hear these athletes communicating with one another. We drop down the music, and you can hear exactly where the shot selection should go and the communication from athlete to athlete.
First side change complete. There really, I don't think, will be an effect on the side here tonight. No wind present at UCLA. Beautiful, about 70 degrees. Perfect weather for an evening of beach volleyball. And they will switch sides on multiples of 5 when playing to 15. I talked to Troy Field right before we started tonight, and he says, we played a couple of times to 15 recently, and it goes so fast. He said, I'm normally working my way in at 11, 13. The set's almost over.
Well, and they do have obviously some experience playing to that 15-point mark, as most third sets in the Heritage events only going to 15 total points. But to do that now 2 out of 3 is a whole different ball game.
Right, as your primary format. Talked to Jordan Cheng, husband of Kelly Cheng and coach for that pair. Said they played yesterday in practice and some of the sets would take 8 minutes.
That's like a sprint. And here's a look at another option. They continue to go to make Kraft out of the serve receive, and she is passing dimes. They're turning into sets for a partner.
I wonder what Kelly Cheng ended up so far to her left that time, well off that ball. The option game, typically the home of Kelly Cheng. She tries to chip that one, no touch detected. It will be points to the Blaze.
This team of Meg Kraft and Terese Cannon have been really impressive from the service line. It's one of the main aspects of their game.
All right, one more to a side change. Going fast here in this first set. Blaze with an early lead. Keeping it close will be the Nitro with that. Let's bring in the third member of our crew, Rich Lamborn, down on the sand and maybe in the VIP.
I got T. Krabs here with me, and he's wearing shoes right now. I'm not sure if that's going to continue into tonight's action, but right now you're in a supportive role. Your ladies are out there trailing for the time being. Does that worry you? What's your thought process in kind of being supportive of a 4-person team as opposed to 2?
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to assert ourselves too much. We believe in them. They're a great team. They've been doing it for the past couple of years. So we're just out here to support them and watch them and cheer them on.
Is there any pressure on you once you guys get to the sand that you've got to have them relying on you as well?
There's no pressure on us. No.
You stay ready so you don't have to get ready, am I right?
Absolutely. You know the drill.
Thanks, T.
This just in, Taylor Crabb doesn't sleep, he just waits. Him and Chuck Norris, baby. That ball popped up, knuckles deep is good, and that's another real point, just a second for Cheng and Hughes.
And this is what we've come to know from Cheng and Hughes. Their ability to transition is what separates them from the top of the pack, and it's Sara Hughes with the full outlay, poking that to the deep corner.
Sander and Kraft for the New York Nitro will be in action next against Cody Caldwell and Sean Cook of the Brooklyn Blaze. That'll be match number 2 tonight of 4. We're going to go women, men, women to complete our winners.
Get to see TNT in action against Chase and Miles later on today.
They're going to have a familiar face in their coaching role when Casey Patterson will be joining the fray tonight. Bump set there, check down, and that hit at the retreating Cannon to keep us tied at 7 apiece. Now, team points and pair wins are going to play a huge role throughout league play.
So the standings, how it will all shape out is you will take a win in your men's pair or a win in your women's pair. So you could end up with one of these matchups going 2-0 or 1-1 or 0-2. Each win at a pair level is a team point. And those combined throughout the season will get you all the way to the league championships.
Yep, league championships coming up back here in LA in November. And this ball, a good opportunity for Cannon, who goes to the corner. Hughes with a dig. Oh, bump set fast to the outside. Kraft followed it. Kraft, nobody up, terminates that one. Now, each team is going to be in action 4 of the 8 weekends. So total wins available are 8 per pair or 16 per team. So that's how the record's going to shape out at the end when we're looking at the standings. It'll be a total possible of 16 wins.
I'm still thinking about that last rally. We just saw a bump set with tempo to the pin.
That was the red right there. Steve Timmons going to try and pick that one off on the right side. Cannon, she does have a good jump serve. Does not go to it as of late. She did in college quite a bit. That ball set dead middle. Cannon in a good spot, but it doesn't matter. Off the fingertips goes Sara Hughes.
Hughes' ability to play with the tempo on that attack. She actually hung at the top of her jump and then waited for the block to develop. Watch this. She had an opportunity to tack even higher. She starts to fall down and waits for that block to fall as well.
It was good to see the universe get back into equilibrium and see Cheng and Hughes back together.
Yeah, this pair.
For a while, the Earth was actually off its wobble.
Off its axis?
Yeah, we were having all kind of weather difficulties. It was cold in Europe. It was cold in the tropics. It was really strange. But then they got back together, and all of a sudden, the wobble went away.
It was wild. I was looking at just wins and losses coming into this event. and they won't face them here, but a crazy matchup we actually have never seen is Alex and April versus Sara and Kelly.
Can't wait. Cannon, another option play. That one wide, had crisp contact, but just to the right side, 10-8 was what it would have been. Instead, we're at 9-9.
And here's the look again. The option play means that first contact is shoved up to the net, looking for it to turn into a set. Another good look here. Instead, it's the set. One of the biggest difference makers to me in this matchup is what kind of service pressure can these two apply to the other side. It's an area just within this past year that I feel like there could be a little bit more aggressiveness from them and growth. Some of their numbers just under an ace per set.
Oh, missed opportunity there as Hughes slices that one cross court. Cross over to the last side chain.
But check out this angle. I mean, that was a fantastic block from Terese Cannon, sealing down that line and the seam. That was the only place Hughes could go.
They do have to win by 2, so we could have more side changes, but we will see what happens here in the last 5 points of our very first set of AVP League play. Forever in the record books, New York Nitro and the Brooklyn Blaze on the women's side. That ball is wide left, to your point about serving.
And this is a team that isn't necessarily going to look to find ace after ace, but they are going to try and get you out of system after that first contact and play into their defensive scheme.
Well,
oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I asked Jordan Cheng about the serving. Who are you going to go after? He said, I prefer best serve and open space. That's what we're looking for. A burner by Cheng right down the middle.
And I love it. This is jumper sand. You can just see the amount of elevation from Kelly Cheng. I mean, she is, what, 5 feet off the net and just pounces on it.
Kraft slides left for that one. She'll get the set. Nobody up. Nice pulling dig by Cheng. Boy, Kraft getting so good at generating opportunities here. Cannon finally gets a swing. Couple of excellent defensive efforts, nobody up multiple times. The defenders are up to the task. Here comes Hughes, and she cuts it again, crossbody for the winner. First lead for the New York Nitro.
And this is where the 15 points gets very interesting, because usually you start to get a beat on a defender, right? And it's usually right at this juncture where you start to understand, it's mid-set, you start to understand what their defensive alignments look like, what their offensive alignments look like. But now it's just a quick race.
Overhead, a lot of movement. Cheng again with the pulling dig. Hughes betters the ball, and that one goes hot pocket for the winner.
Heads of Kelly Cheng. Sends that to the line. You better have a helmet on for this one. And the outstretched Sara Hughes with the money ball.
Love that set. An absolute feast on top of the cable. 3-0 run for Cheng and Hughes, their second of this set. They were down early, they are up now, +2. Jordan Cheng with some words.
Well, and coaches are going to be a huge part of this as well. Each team having coaches in their box, a chance to kind of make some quick adjustments as he's going to draw up a little bit of scheme in the sand.
Where's his paper? Do we forget the paper? We're going old school here. Who's the bottle cap?
He doesn't have to count up as many stats.
Sarah's the piece of glass, and Kelly's the bottle cap. Okay, I want you to go here. It is Jumpers Sand. Of course, we're in the UCLA Tennis Center. Beautiful venue here. Picturesque evening. Not a cloud in the sky. The lights just coming on. Who's looking on here, Ken?
We got Julia Scholes and Betsy Flint, as you'll get a chance to see them in the second match of the evening between the LA Launch and the San Diego Smash.
Yeah, Scholes and Flint will be taking on Tony Rodriguez and Jeannie Garango, who got themselves into the league. They were playing some excellent volleyball at the end of the Heritage Series in Chicago. A look at the New York Nitro team as it lays out. We saw Sander and Crab earlier hanging out with our guy Rich.
Yeah, and when I saw the New York Nitro team, I was kind of looking through all of the lists, right? And you're kind of comparing where is their skill set, where might they pick up men's points versus women's team points. And it is really intriguing to see this New York Nitro team feels a bit loaded, in my opinion.
I just like who might coach who.
That's fair.
Kelly and Sara get the win, then start yelling at him. They're going to have to get through Kraft and Cannon. Kraft right side and finds the open sand, this time soft. There's been a lot of hitting in this first set.
Again, you said it, the jumper is sand. You get an opportunity to be physical. We talked about the aggressiveness and the balance to start off this entire match. And you're going to see big swings. You have to have that impact and immediately when the set starts.
(13-12) going to 15 here. Win by 2. Cannon and Kraft were up early. They are now in a comeback position, drilling that one down the middle to Cheng. She looks and swings anyway. Here's Kraft. Another pulling dig. There have been a few of them in this set. Not this time.
You mentioned the pulling dig. Kelly Cheng, the best on the women's side at pulling off the net and digging overhead. She earns about almost 2 digs per set with that exact skill. That's a huge shift in opportunity, making them a good defensive team, but impressed with the tie here at 13.
That ball just misses crawling over the cable.
And that's where it hurts so much more. Missed serves in this race to 15.
So here we are, set point for the New York Nitro. Cheng and Hughes to close set 1. Working on Kraft, Cannon on 2. Right there, Hughes, right side. Puts it away, and the first set is history.
A missed opportunity for Terese Cannon right there. She kind of just sent that ball, popped over the top, a quick, easy transition play. And I love it. Check out the tempo and the offense from Sara Hughes. What a back set from her partner.
Winner for the New York Nitro, 15-13 in set number 1.
We got a legend in the house, an Olympian, a 7-time AVP champion, Jenny Johnson-Jordan, head coach here at UCLA. Yeah.
The AVP League is brought to you by Wilson, the official ball of the AVP.
How about a little magic, huh?
The New York Nitro win set number 1 over the Brooklyn Blaze. Kevin Barnett alongside Cameron Irwin. These teams not unfamiliar with one another. Cheng and Hughes here for the Nitro, getting the victory in that first set. They just won a double final last weekend over this pair right here.
I was wondering when you were going to bring it up, because these two teams have faced off just a week ago. It was impressive to see that double final take place, and especially these two. We caught up with them before this matchup, and they said honestly it was one of the hardest things they've had to do. They felt like they underperformed. Terese Cannon said that her partner was superb, but she felt like her play could have been elevated further, and I cannot wait. I have a feeling we're going to be seeing this combination facing off several times. And not to mention, we haven't even said, May Kraft transitioning to a full-time defender. She was a blocker at USC her entire career, and now she is already becoming one of the best blockers in the women's game.
Well, Megan Kraft, one of the youngest players ever to qualify for a main draw AVP event. You knew she was going to be a pro. Went through college, had a stellar collegiate career. What a run it has been. She was the Player of the Year in 24. Pac-12 Player of the Year multiple times. Of course, multiple national titles there under the tutelage of Dane Blanton, our old friend. So we are on to set number 2. Will we go through in our very first ever match? Or will the New York Nitro close it? Cheng, left sideline was the call. Diving under it is Kraft. Way off the net this time, not a good opportunity. Can't get the second one. Cheng with the kill. 1-0.
That's Cheng's 6th kill in this matchup, but impressively, Sara Hughes has 8 kills in just that first set alone. You want to talk about MVP performance? Well, so far, that's on the side of the defender and Sara Hughes.
It's really interesting to me. We were talking earlier about the teammates supporting one another. was that you have these women who've been on these teams, USC, UCLA, the women's collegiate side of things. How will the men approach this? They've never had this experience. It's brand new for them. Let's check in with Rich again, courtside.
I got Jordan Cheng down here talking a little bit about the timing of these shorter sets and having no technical. How did that affect you guys in that first set?
Yeah, I think we're a team that usually, especially in that first tech timeout, kind of goes to gather data and study where the feel of the game is. And so with no tech timeout, you're having to really figure out nice and early. So I think we made a few service errors. Meg and T were siding out pretty early, and then we kind of started getting there, and maybe till like 11 all where we started pulling and scoring some points.
So you really got to cram for this final. There's no extra time to study out there. Thank you, Jordan.
Yeah.
This team looking pretty good again here, the on-2 game. Pretty much the domain, the sandbox, if you will, of Kelly Cheng.
Well, and he made a good point, right? So that technical timeout typically takes place and you get a chance to kind of assess not only their strategy, but make the necessary adjustments into the second half. You got to be able to make those on the fly here.
Another on-2, this one a little bit different, taking it across her body. And the New York Nitro will be up 3-2 on the side change. Kelly Cheng, Sara Hughes, New York Nitro, women's team for this season. Terese and Meg Kraft playing for the Brooklyn Blaze. You're going to see their male counterparts in our next match. It'll be Cody Caldwell and Sean Cook for the Brooklyn Blaze. On the other side, you talked to the Taylors earlier with Rich Lamboy.
Baby cut from Meg Kraft. Sara Hughes sitting a bit further back too. This is one of the first times we've really seen Meg Kraft pull out that tool.
Serving the middle once again. Good opportunity. Must have been touched at the net. That one had to go. Oh, on-2. This is just ridiculous now. The variety of on-2.
That is as cheeky as they come. Check out this move from Kelly Cheng. She throws the hands up, immediately sees the defense on the other side. The vision to see Terese Cannon kind of hesitate and opening up down the line.
Every time now with the lefty now? Are we making a training tape right now? Is that what's happening? Are we on another project?
One of the most ambidextrous athletes that you will see on the beach volleyball court. You can see what a skill that is to have.
5-3, starting to open up a little bit of a lead, finding some of that roll, some of that study coming into play. Pulling, dig, not quite this time.
I like the extra pace sent the direction of Kelly Cheng. As soon as she's coming off the net, she's one of the, again, the best defenders as she comes and pulls off the net. So you got to give her some different looks. Either it's excessive heat, make her have the missed contact, or force her to move.
Cannon tries to serve away and misses out the right side. Side switch again. 6-4, the lead now for the Nitro.
Service pressure becoming a bit of an issue on the side of Meg and Terese. I mean, this is a team that, against the field here, sits at about that third place mark in terms of the service pressure that they have forced.
A lot of movement here for the offense for the Blaze, and it does not confuse Cheng. 7-4.
This is one of those other unique elements, right? We talk about defenders getting a beat on an attacker. Well, the defense at the net, too, for Kelly Cheng. Finally seeing it and sending those hands in front.
Kraft this time push to the right, and she will cut it back to the left. It has been a 12-6 run leading to that. The waiting moments of our first set. The dominant performance thus far in the second. Even though they're just leading by 2, you feel like that momentum is staying with the Nitro.
Well, the momentum shifts so quickly.
A lot of that on-2 will kind of burn you up. That one slipped down, not quite. Out of bounds.
That's going to be the difference, right, for Kraft, that next level of defense. She's not only now baiting and waiting in that defensive position, but it's got to have that touch like Sara Hughes where she can pull that off the net to create a transition opportunity.
The genius of Misty May, not only to get there, but to put the ball where she wanted it. This time in the middle. The offense is all over. That goes middle, the other side. Kraft and Cannon finally get the side out.
I am impressed with Kraft's platform, though. She has been in system for the majority of this match. That means the pass is going exactly where she wants it to, allowing her to run the offense from a stronger position.
Crisp contact right near the edge of the line. Kelly Cheng is on fire.
We talked about the offense for Sara Hughes in set 1, and now Kelly's going, now it's my turn to score some points.
That pair right there won the first ever USC Pac-12 beach title juniors in 2016 as that sport began to mature, becoming an official NCAA championship sport. Been thoroughly dominated by the Trojans. That ball scooped up, kept alive, but I believe we have a net contact known as a lift call that will go against Brooklyn Blaze. That's not going to help, 10-6.
How did she poke that ball?
Are you going underhand knuckles? Is that what you're just doing there?
I didn't see poke, I saw open hand go.
It was an open hand, and that's exactly what she's saying. See, she's making the same motion.
That's what I saw. This is an open hand.
I don't know, Cameron. Her
that's what I
contact point looks a little better than yours. Her technique. It doesn't matter. There's no replay. There's no challenge. You are at the mercy of the referee. We'll get a look at it. That was legal. Here's the contact.
Yeah, that is a clean contact.
That looked clean to me. If you didn't net, that should have been good. We'll speak to Renee about it later. Renee, our referee, our up official, and out of that, boy, an ace serve, and now things looking a little bleak at 11-6, largest lead by either team in the match.
Tough serve to the sideline, out of the middle, kind of that short angle. As a serve receiver, you feel like you have to protect not only the middle ball because it's cross court, but deep into the court. So that's the opposing shot from the service line that really causes some havoc.
6-2 run timeout call. The other thing I really liked about Kelly Cheng right there, every bit of her body language was straight ahead until she moved the arm to the right. She was really selling that middle serve.
Well, and to your point, that's actually a little bit risky, right? Anytime you kind of get off frame with your hand, you have to be able to not only execute that, but you're practicing that time and time again so you can add that deception from the service line.
Not a good time to give up an ace if you're the Brooklyn Blaze. Notice no coach for this young pair. They're on their own. A lot of people looking at this pair would say they must have Olympic dreams. Let's check out and check in.
All right, I'm
Rich.
here with Greg Delgado, resident at 16th Street, so he watches all these teams train. Greg, your thoughts on this new format in the league? You liking it so far? You got front row seats?
I'm loving the energy, the music, Mark on the mic, fantastic volleyball. It's intimate, it's awesome.
This is just an expanded version of your backyard right here.
We do see him practice every day, but it was fun to see him professionally.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming out and supporting us always, Greg.
Greg Delgado, not only a guy who lets players store things at his house and stay on his patio, but also a ball boy at one point in 2020. Strange that he hasn't been back. I'm not sure what his performance report looked like from that ball experience. Oh, nice save. Another one by Hughes. Trying to close this out in 2. Cheng back to the net. Hughes dead away. Perfect. Best opportunity to rally. Hughes with a full head of steam. Not this time. Cannon picks up her second block.
And she is hanging those hands over the top. As the rally continues on, the blocking schemes become that much more challenging, right? In terms of trying to have the communication with your defender. I love that she goes up and just goes straight for the ball. The right play for Terese Cannon here.
Skip it off the cable, and that's an ace the other way. Now, cable aces played a huge role in this match that these two teams played a week ago. There were 3 in 1 from Terese Cannon in one set alone. Overcome by the New York Nitros, Cheng and Hughes. That one higher over the net. Cheng, interesting pattern there with her partner. It doesn't work, and Cannon collects 1 on 2. So all of a sudden, the Brooklyn Blaze catch fire.
High level of difficulty. I see what you did there. Talk about a dad joke, Kevin Barnett. Come on. But high level of difficulty because that ball's coming over the left shoulder. That's the opposite shoulder for Terese Cannon. So to be able to turn that and keep it within the short distance to the sideline, an impressive play.
Another cable ace leads the run to 4-0, and again, this is anyone's set. 11-10.
I'm impressed by you right now. Look at you, just calling out cable aces left and right.
Listen, if you can serve the ball like this, there is a big contract that awaits you almost anywhere in the world, indoors or out.
Kevin, we've been saying that for years.
I know, I've been
and
working
still
on it.
no
I've been
one
trying
has
to get
been
back in the
able
game.
to do it.
You haven't seen me. Mondays for 2 hours. I've been down there trying to figure it out. League play night number 1. This the first of 9 weekends of play. We're excited to be here. Hope you are also excited to be here. What do you think so far about the fast changes, the sets?
I'm even finding it difficult from the broadcast perspective because the points are so quick. It's hard to kind of find your moments in terms of the analysis and seeing exactly how this shapes out. So it's definitely a learning curve out there and even in here.
Okay, Cheng and Hughes, now they've given up a couple of weird aces and they've given up a couple of points. What are you telling them if you're in their coaching box?
Oh, I think you have to pay attention, one, to the cable aces coming their direction. So serve, receive, make sure those feet are ready and moving on that first contact. But again, I think just getting in system and finding a quick and simple side out here. Don't try and do too much.
Quick and simple side out. On-2 game was working, they'll go on 3 here. Instead, it's Kraft with a dig, looking for the tie. Not yet, another pulling dig. High jumbo to the corner. Kraft softly done, and we are tied with some french fries. 5-0, the run continues.
Well, and they did go with that more simplistic side out approach, right? The pass to the middle, the high set out of the middle, but just a better play from the defender in May Kraft.
Will it be a comeback performance here for the Blaze? Will we go 3? Hughes can't find it. 12-11, the Blaze lead.
Leveling up are the Brooklyn Blaze. Outstretched block, nice handwork for Terese Cannon.
Boy, as quickly as it came, the momentum to the one side, it has gone back the other direction to Cannon and Kraft. You can hear that contact. Crisp corner winner.
Now going back to the bread and butter that started off this second set. Back to the option play for Kelly Cheng.
We're going to get back on track here. Check down. Hughes is in the right spot, but can't handle the heat.
And I love that coming from May Kraft. That's an area of development for her game since her time at USC. She came in and was one of the best shooters in the game, great vision, but trying to add the little extra pop and pace to the ball has been a difference maker for her.
Cannon will serve and block. Down the middle once again, this time is Cheng. With the heater. 13.
Keep the ball away from Kelly Cheng. My goodness. Do not serve her, and if you're gonna serve Sara, which you should, make sure it's tough enough she can't run the option.
Which team makes a quick sprint here? Nearly on the serve, it was there. Disappointing for the New York Nitro that one didn't come up in their column. So Brooklyn Blaze with a set point. Trying to push to a third set in our first ever match. It was 15-13 in that first. Cheng, long run up. Looks down, finds the line. We're going extra time.
You've got to play keep away. Kelly Cheng just continues to dictate terms. Look at this cross body back down the line. It's going to be hard to stop someone who plays as physically as she does in this kind of sand.
Looking for the ad, and the ace serve will do it. Cannon didn't know what to do with it, and we are to a match ball.
Everybody for match point for the Nitro. And the slow clap starts now.
Hughes for the match. Tough serve down the middle. Cannon, nobody up. Cheng, cross-court winner. 2-0, New York Nitro victory.
Kevin, my MVP vote, I think, has shifted. Set one, it was all Sara Hughes, the defensive transition, and then her partner steps up in the second set. Kelly Cheng, her offense was off the charts.
There's the high fives with their male pair who will take the stand next to Taylor's, giving a little support to their side. 7 ties, 4 lead changes, but it all led to a 16-14 victory and a 2-0 win for the New York Nitro on this pulling dig, which pulling digs played a huge role.
Especially in that second set. I'm getting the numbers now. Kelly Cheng, 16 total kills through set 1 and set 2. I mean, those are astronomical numbers, even thinking if they were playing to 21 points.
32 total points, 16 kills, fully half of them coming from Cheng swings. She was hot in transition as well as those on-2 opportunities. New York Nitro take the first ever victory over the Brooklyn Blaze, but it wasn't easy, both deuce sets.
No, and again, to the point for Kelly Cheng, the defense was next level as well.
We won! Yeah, let's go!
Absolutely. Sara, you just said something as I came over here. What was that you said? Something about the...
I mean, they're such a good team, but they have the trickle ace really down. Props to them, but it was really fun playing against them. But thank you, everyone, for coming out and experiencing this. We know it's brand new, but we appreciate all the support, so thank you.
Yeah, and those 2 trickle aces happened during a 6-point run at the end of set number 2, but you guys fought it out. How do you change your mindset? These are quick sets to 15. How do you turn it around so quickly right at the end?
You got to reset quick, yeah. I think maybe we could have taken our timeout earlier, or there's lots of times you will wipe off glasses, but we weren't wearing any, so. Trying to stall the game and take the momentum back, but yeah, finished it out in the end.
You did finish it off, and you're the first ever winners of a match in the league. Sara Hughes, Kelly Cheng for the New York Nitro, everybody.
The UCLA Tennis Center, host to the very first night of league play for the AVP, and match number 1 goes to the New York Nitro. Kelly Cheng and Sara Hughes from crosstown USC dominate at UCLA. We'll see them again tomorrow. But for now, they have put the New York Nitro at 1-0 overall. The Brooklyn Blaze will try and come back in their first men's match. Cody Caldwell and Sean Cook come in at 0-1. Kevin Barnett, Cameron Irwin, Rich Lamborn. We'll see you for our next match.